video classes for the student of Institute of English of Latif University, Kharpur. These video lectures cover the whole scope of English literature, and you will find videos for the subjects of drama, fiction, novel in 18th and 19th century, and American literature as well. For watching more videos on literature and awareness sessions, keep on watching my video channel and subscribe my channel. I thank you all and I love you all.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With another beautiful presentation from Hamlet for the students of MA Previous Drama. I am Muhammad Ibrahim Khokar, and today we will talk about famous nunnery scene from Hamlet. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that Hamlet has won antic disposition, means Hamlet has turned mad. Polonius, Queen Gertrude and King Claudius, they all are bent upon exploring the cause of Hamlet's madness, and they have sent Ophelia in front of Hamlet so that they may see that either Hamlet acts as a mad or he is really mad. And this scene is known as the nunnery scene. Ophelia appears before Hamlet and brings all the tokens of love given by Hamlet to him and returns them by saying that, "Take these again for the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind." That's it. These are the gifts that you had given to me, but as now you don't express your love and you have taken very strange antic disposition and you have proved unkind, so I am here to return you the gifts that you had given me. Hamlet. Ha ha! Are you honest? Hamlet asks Ophelia a question. Are you honest? Ophelia, my lord, what do you mean? Hamlet, are you fair? Are you that much beautiful? Now the fair has been used as pun here. Fair means honest as well as beautiful. Ophelia, what means your lordship? Hamlet, that if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty. That if you are fair and if you are honest, if you are beautiful and if you are honest, your beauty has nothing to do with your honesty. Ophelia, could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty? Ophelia asks a question, sir. Is there any commerce? Is there any trade? Is there any relation of beauty and honesty? What are you talking about? Hamlet, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bard than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. Hamlet is very much bitter. Hamlet is very much angry and tells that beauty's power can more easily change a good girl into a whore than the power of goodness can change a beautiful girl into a virgin. What a sentence! That beauty can turn a good girl into a whore, but goodness cannot turn a good girl into a virgin. Goodness cannot turn a good girl into the real beauty, into a virtuous beauty. This was sometimes a paradox. Then Hamlet corrects himself and tells that this was sometimes a paradox. But now the time gives its proof. And Hamlet says that I had doubt of this statement, but now when you have returned all these gifts to me, I have come to the authenticity of this statement. And then Hamlet pronounces, I did love you once. I did love you once means there was times when I loved you. Ophelia, indeed, my lord, you made me believe so. My lord, what are you saying? You had assured me in all respectable manner that you loved me. Hamlet, you should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not. Hamlet tells Ophelia that she had not believed him, since we are all rotten at the core, no matter how hard we try to be virtuous. That we human beings supposed to be virtuous, but inside we all are sinners. And then proclaims and then makes it clear that he never loved Ophelia. This was indeed a great shock for Ophelia. And then Ophelia says, I was the more deceived, sir. So what are you saying? What do you mean? That you never loved me? Hamlet, Get thee to a nunnery. Why shouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. Hamlet tells Ophelia to join nunnery and tells her that it is better for a beautiful girl to join nunnery, because if she would marry, she would give birth to the breed of sinners. And then Hamlet himself declares that he is also an indifferent honest, and he also wished that his mother had not given him birth. He says that it might have been better that his mother had not given him birth. Because, why? Hamlet goes on. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offences at my back than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. Hamlet says that I have also number of problems, I have number of sins, I am proud, I am revengeful, I am ambitious, I have number of sins attached to my back than they are in front of me. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? What is use of our existence while we have no such significance attached to our existence, and we have been crawling like creatures in between earth and heaven? We are erranders, all believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. And then Hamlet asks question, where is your father? Hamlet asks about the father of Ophelia, Polonius. Ophelia replies, at home, my lord. She tells that her father is at home. And then Hamlet says, let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in own house. Says that it is better that a person like Polonius be kept shut inside home, so that he may not play wrong with anyone. And he tells Ophelia that it is better for Polonius to be kept shut inside home. Ophelia, help him, O God! You sweet heavens, help him! Ophelia is very much worried that what has happened to this great young man who was one of the greatest scholars of his time. Now he has turned into madness. Now he has become completely mad. And then Hamlet continues, if thou dost marry, I will give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, then thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to nunnery. Hamlet tells Ophelia that this is a piece of advice for you, as a dowry for you, that either you are chaste or you consider yourself as a pure. For you it is better to join nunnery. Go, farewell. Or if thou wilt needs marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. And then Hamlet tells if that she really wants to be married, she must marry a fool, because a sensible man, because a responsible man may easily understand that what tricks she play with him. So he suggests that first of all she shouldn't marry, but if she is bent upon marrying, she must marry a fool, because a sensible man may easily understand what she intends to do. To a nunnery go, and quickly to farewell. And then Hamlet asks her to leave and then join nunnery. Ophelia again is perplexed. She says, heavenly powers restore him. Heavenly powers restore him. She prays that his senses may be restored. She prays that such a great scholar may be given to his real disposition. But Hamlet continues and says that I have heard of your paintings too well enough. Now this is what Shakespeare plays with words. And now mark my words, ladies and gentlemen. Mark my words. Shakespeare through Hamlet says, God has given you one face and you make yourself another. God has given you one face and then you paint your face, you wear cosmetics and you wear another face to people to trick them, and then says you cheat and amble and you lies, you nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance, and says that you walk in a very strange style, you talk in a very strange style, you nickname you, God has given you beautiful names and then you change your names. Oh sweetheart, loving bird, like blah 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 sort of words are used by you to trick people. Then Hamlet says, go to, I'll no more on. it hath made me mad. Hamlet now tells that what is the reason of his madness. He says it is only because of your these wearing different names, wearing different styles and tricking people's hearts. All the ways women have adopted, Hamlet declares that all these conspiracies, all these ways of life have tricked Hamlet to be mad, and says we will have no more marriages. Hamlet says that he doesn't want to see any marriage taking place now. Those that are married already, except those who are already married, all but one shall live. Hamlet says that those who are already married will be allowed to live and no any other marriage will be allowed to take place. But those who are already married, one of them will have to cease that. And you know whose marriage Hamlet is talking about? Hamlet is talking about marriage of his mother and his uncle Claudius. The rest shall keep as they are, to a nunnery go. And then Hamlet once again explores Ophelia to go and join nunnery. So this is the most important piece from Hamlet, in which Hamlet explores the nature of women. Hamlet tells us that how women deceives men, and then how beauty and fairness have business with each other, and how ordinary people are deceived by beautiful women. So he suggests Ophelia, the most beautiful lady of the universe, to go and join nunnery. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it.